Welcome to the lecture on noise pollution. I am Dr. T. Usha Madhuri, Associate Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, Andhra University, College of Engineering. Let us begin with the definitions of sound and noise. Sound is a pressure wave which is produced when a solid object vibrates, when a liquid flows turbulently, or when a gas expands and explodes. So what we hear is sound. What is noise? Noise is unwanted sound undesired by the recipient. To understand this, the same source of sound would be entertainment for a person rejoicing after examinations, and the same sound source would be noise for a person preparing for a competitive examination. Hence, it depends upon the listener. So, noise is unwanted sound undesired by the recipient. This is defined psychologically. Defined physically, noise is intense and complex sound without agreeable musical quality. Now, this is the sketch of the human ear. It's divided into three parts: the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. When a sound wave is produced, the vibrations are carried in the air that reach the eardrum, and the eardrum or the tympanic membrane also vibrates in sympathy to those vibrations. And these vibrations are carried through the three small bones in the middle ear: hammer, anvil, and stirrup, and then to the inner ear and the cochlea and the cochlear hairs, which are connected to the nerve cells. And then we have the perception of hearing. The scientific acoustic unit in common use is the decibel. The decibel scale begins from 0, which represents the faintest sound that could be perceived by a healthy human ear. The intensity of sound is measured in decibels. What are the sources of noise? Indoor noise, outdoor noise. Indoor noise: crying of babies, playing of radios, banging of doors, movement of furniture, conversation of occupants, working of nearby machines, and traffic on staircase. Outdoor noise: road traffic, railways, aeroplanes, loudspeakers, and machines in nearby factories. Noise can also be classified as natural and man-made. Under natural, barking of dogs, thunders, sand dunes, etc. And man-made noise: domestic noise, traffic noise, industrial noise, and neighborhood noise. Traffic noise involves road, rail, and airways. Now, these are the noise levels. We can see here 0 decibels is regarded as the threshold of hearing. That is, the faintest sound that could be perceived by a healthy human ear. 10 decibels, breathing. 20 decibels, studio for sound pictures. 30 decibels, studios for speech broadcasting. 35 dB is a standard in educational institutions. 40 decibels, a very quiet room. 50 decibels, a residence. 60 decibels, conversational speech. 70 decibels, street traffic at 100 feet. And looms in textile mill, 100 decibels. Loud motorcycle at 20 feet, 110 decibels. Peak level from rock and roll band 120 decibels and 140 decibels jet plane on the ground at 20 feet. 140 decibels is regarded as a threshold of pain. 0 decibels is a threshold of hearing and 140 decibels is a threshold of pain. And the sound pressure corresponding to 0 dB is 0.0002 microbars or 0.00002 pascals. How loud is too loud? As we have already discussed, 140 decibels is the threshold of pain. 60 decibels is a normal conversation, and a silent room 40 decibels, and 0 decibels is the threshold of hearing. This is a noise meter, a handheld set. It has a microphone, an amplifier and a digital display. It is set in a weighting network which corresponds to human hearing, it's relatable to human hearing, human response. So it's held in the handheld set it is. So it's used in monitoring noise levels. What is equivalent noise level? So the definition of equivalent noise level is that noise level that dissipates the same amount of energy as that of the fluctuating noise levels over a period of time. To explain this, first, daytime noise levels are recorded from morning 6 a.m. to night 10 p.m. This duration is 15 hours, which represents daytime noise level. And night 10 p.m. to morning 6 a.m. is 9 hours, which represents nighttime noise. So we have several readings from morning 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. So in a particular area, to understand what is the equivalent noise level, a time weighted average is obtained. Here we have the formula. LEQ is equal to 10 log to base 10 sigma equal to 1 to n 10 power Li by 10 into Ti, where n is the total number of sound samples, Li is the noise level of any ith sample, and Ti is the time duration of ith sample expressed as a fraction of total sample time. Now here there is a model calculation. 95 minutes indicate total noise level for 95 minutes, 80 decibels lasting for 10 minutes, 60 decibels for 80 minutes, 100 dB for 5 minutes. So this is how the equivalent noise level is worked out. 10 log to base 10, sigma equal to 1 to n, Li by 10 power Li by 10 into Ti. So equivalent noise level is defined as that noise level which dissipates the same amount of energy as that of the fluctuating noise levels over a period of time. This is the time weighted average. Now when there is a constant source of noise and the noise levels are recorded the possible shortest time intervals, say 15 seconds or so. So when the time interval is fixed and the shortest time interval when we take, the formula comes out to be LEQ is equal to 10 log to base 10 1 by n sigma equal to 1 to n 10 power Li by 10, where each noise level persists for the same interval of time over the total span. CPCB standards, ambient air quality standards in respect of noise. The areas are classified as A, B, C, D. A representing industrial area, B commercial area, C residential area, and D silence zone. As mentioned earlier, daytime shall mean morning 6 a.m. to night 10 p.m. and night time shall mean night 10 p.m. to morning 6 a.m. So in industrial area, the equivalent noise level daytime should not exceed 75 decibels and nighttime should not exceed 70 decibels. In commercial area, daytime LEQ should not exceed 65 decibels and nighttime it should not exceed 55 decibels. And in residential areas, daytime should not exceed 55 decibels and nighttime should not exceed 45 decibels. And in silent zones, daytime should not exceed 50 decibels and nighttime should not exceed 40 decibels. Now we understand what is industrial area, commercial area, residential area. Then what is a silent zone? A silent zone is an area comprising not less than 100 meters around hospitals, educational institutions, courts, religious places, or any other area which is declared as such by the competent authority. What are the effects of noise? All of us are fond of Diwali. On a Diwali day, crackers are burnt. So when high sound levels exist, initially there is a ringing sound in the ear and that is called tinnitus. Then when a person is subjected to intense noise levels, sometimes there will be temporary shift in the threshold of hearing. This is temporary threshold shift. What does this mean? 0 decibels is a threshold of hearing, which is the faintest sound that could be perceived by a healthy human ear. Now, when a person is subjected to intense noise levels, that perception capacity to perceive 0 dB is lost and there is a temporary shift in the threshold of hearing. When a person is subjected to intense noise levels for prolonged duration of time, there is a permanent shift in the threshold of hearing. So, hearing impairment that occurs because of noise is called socioacusis. And hearing impairment that occurs with age is called presbycusis. The psychological effects of noise are irritation, anger, annoyance, and nervous symptoms. The physiological effects of noise are headache, nausea, nervous disorders, hypertension. Noise also has a masking effect. That is, a wanted signal is masked by an unwanted signal, especially near courts or hospitals. They are silent zones. So, a masking effect occurs when there is a noise source. So, a wanted signal should not be masked by an unwanted signal. And noise also interferes with work, rest, and sleep. At the workplace, because of noise, accident proneness is more. Occupational Safety and Health Administration standards, OSHA standards, permissible noise exposure for industrial workers. 90 decibels for 8 hours in a day, 93 decibels for 4 hours in a day, 96 decibels for 2 hours in a day, 99 decibels for not more than 1 hour in a day, 102 for half an hour, 108 for 1/8 of an hour, 114 for less than 2 minutes. So exposure time in hours per day, and the limit is from 90, 93, so on up to 114 for less than 2 minutes. Control of noise. Noise control can be done at 3 stages: control at the source, in the path, and at the receiver end. A prevention is always better than cure. So control at the source reduction is the best option. This is by proper selection of machinery, reducing transmission of mechanical vibrations, and vibration isolators are usually made of resilient materials like steel in the form of springs, rubber, cork, and felt. Control in the path. Noise reduction by enclosures and barriers. So airborne noise generated by a machine may be reduced by placing the machine in an enclosure or behind a barrier. So here we have few examples of transmission loss values for common barrier materials. So we can see that for wood of half to 2 inches thick, thickness, the transmission loss values are from 15 to 24 decibels. So similarly, glass and other materials have been also mentioned. Then control at the receiver end. Personal protective equipment, earplugs, ear rules, ear muffs, headphones are the PPE. So in addition to these control measures, green mufflers, that is planting of trees, neem, tamarind, coconut, etc. near silence zone would be preferred, should be preferred. Similarly, indoor plants also reduce the noise levels. So green belt with combination of trees and shrubs will lead to greater attenuation of noise. Noise control by location, by segregating noisy areas from quiet areas in industries. Design of doors and windows. Excellent sound insulation is obtained by constructing glazed windows with double or triple panes of glass. And treatment of ceilings and floorings with acoustical tiles and perforated plywoods. So, I thank you all for your interest in listening to this particular topic on noise pollution.